housing, which a court order has decreed is segregated and therefore illegal and now has to be integrated. 4 families moving into your neighborhood, and your feeling is?
I don't like it. I've lived in a community with all blacks, and I had a lot of problems. I've had people do things to me when I did not do nothing to them. And I've had kids try to pull down my daughter's pants, and I just don't want them invited.
Yeah, I have to be the first to say, Jane, that you don't have to be in an integrated neighborhood to have that happen to your kid.
That's true.
But, Mr. Harrison, you are the desegregation coordinator of the Golden Triangle Housing Authority in Texas. You were the one who helped to recruit 4 black families to move into the all-white housing project in Vidor, Texas. Tell us what moves your political and professional interest in this activity.
Well, technically, my position and my job does say yes, by court order, that we are obligated to try and desegregate low-rent housing in the areas that I work in. And by doing this, we are simply trying to just get across to the fact that regardless of whether any black families move to Vidor or any other low-rent housing complex, it is every individual's rights to move wherever they choose to live. We wouldn't care if an individual decided to leave from New York City and decide to want to stop off in Vidor and live. That's your choice, that's your right. And that's simply what my job is all about.
Here's what the mayor of Vidor has to say about this. The proud mayor of Vidor, Mayor Woods. Here's what she said. It's brief.
This is something that has to be done. This is something that needs to be done. If the federal government says you do this, you do it.
I promise you get to talk, Grand Dragon, but just give me a second here to chat with Eric Muhammad. Kindly share with this audience your objection to this.
Well, there's several objections. First of all, if you look at our condition as a people, black people in America, and look at the overall condition or the attempt to coexist peacefully, black and white, it has not worked. And I'm taking the position, as many, that it's not feasible to move people into an area where they are not wanted, will not be respected, and therefore you're ultimately sentencing them to a death because they're going into a very hostile environment. And beyond that, you're dealing with low income, moving into low income housing. There's no benefit in it for moving these families over. And then on top of that, for the government itself, what is the purpose of actually desegregating Vidor, other than from what I read, to give it additional funds because the city is losing funds or the possibility of it closing down?
Yeah.
It's insane to move families there just for funding and not give a damn about what happens to the families once they arrive there and once after they get that funding.
Now, I don't pretend that you haven't heard this before. What if Rosa Parks said this? What's the point of moving to the front of the bus? The back gets there at the same time as the white.
The difference with Rosa Parks, sir, is that Rosa Parks, as many of those in the civil rights movement of the 60s, did not have a precedent. We have a precedent because we saw Rosa Parks. We saw the Birmingham bombing in the church there under Shuttlesworth. We saw the atrocities that have been suffered around the country. We have a precedent to work from that tells us, that proves to us, statistically as well as with our own eyes, our accounts, that it does not work.
Does segregation work?
It worked for black people. It worked for black people prior to, in the era of Reconstruction. We've had our own hotels, we had our own railways, we had our own transportation agencies. When integration came in, we lost all that to Sheridan
Does it bother
and
you?
Amtrak.
Does it bother you that you're singing the Grand Dragon song?
That's
here?
right.
I'm not singing his song.
He has a mind of his own to think what's going on in America. Integration has not worked in America. It won't work in Vidor, Texas. They have no crime. They have no robberies. They have no rape. It is an all-white community.
I do ask the guests to allow the host to take a moment to say that millions of minorities, including millions of African Americans, are achieving within our society. Does racism exist? Yes. Is this appear to be an intractable problem? Yes. Have we gone as far as we should? No. Do rights extend equally to all people? No. But does it mean that we have some of the political leaders of this nation from the minority community step forward to say, let's quit this? Let's stop it?
I reject the terminology minority. That's number one.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Number one, because we are not only the founders of civilization as black people, but we are the majority worldwide. We are.
That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Very good. Very good. I am corrected. And I understand the political importance of the points you make. But I am still at a loss to understand how you can conceive of a future that has the United States of America segregated with white people, young babies growing up in an all-white environment, black babies growing up in an all-black environment, and appearing, and pretending to be able to live together forever like this.
You do it now. You have.
But I'm saying we do it now in
statistically the Tauber report, right? You have the Kerner Commission. You have scales of 100 percentile that tell you that segregation, South Africa is 100% segregated. And then you look under that, it lists the cities of America. The next 10 listings are cities in America.
Does it not at least make you uncomfortable to hear Bertha Gray say, I want to be able to live wherever I choose? And the color of my skin should not be determining.
True. It should not.
Well,
I agree with that.
Well, what would you say to her?
You want to go somewhere black.
The reality is, though that view is of human value, yes, I should have the right to be wherever I choose.
You don't want to go nowhere, but you want to just stay on the side.
Well, I
stay
just
on the
want to
side
say that
then.
this Grand Dragon guy is disgusting. You are totally despicable.
It's easy to say that. Very easy to say that.
I'm from a neighborhood in Pennsylvania. I live with this woman. There's many black families,
fine,
and
that's
we
your
love
right.
each other. What is the problem?
That's your right.
I just want to say I grew up in an all-white neighborhood my whole life, and of course when we were young, we had problems with some of the neighbors, but I think integration has worked because through the years, of course, things are much better now. And like I said, we live in a multicultural neighborhood, and we don't have a problem.
Yes, ma'am, you wanted to say.
Aren't you happy where you are now in the green dress? Are you happy where you live now?
Yes.
Well, you're not going to be happy when you move. You're going to be very unhappy.
Ask her why.
I'm not.
No, I think those 4 families are going to be very unhappy.
I'm not moving.
Yes.
I'm not one of the families.
But she's wondering about
If I'm
why you'd be interested in if the opportunity.
You don't want to. You said you are able to because of what you heard.
She wants the same rights as you do.
I just said.
But you don't really want to live there. You're just like.
I just said.
You want to cause trouble and say, I'm allowed to.
That's what they said to Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King. You just want to cause trouble.
Right, you don't want to live.
Because it's my right to go there.
But you don't want to live there, believe me, because they don't want you, so you're not going to be happy there. So you better just stay right where you are.
Her, and nobody else will stop me if I wanted to go.
Yeah. Do you feel at all uncomfortable?
Simple as that.
You are a white woman telling another citizen of the United States of America to stay right where she is. Who do you think you are? Is it America or isn't it? It's up to us. What kind of country do you want to live in? I beg your pardon,
I'm between two of them. They're white and I'm black. Look at our skin. Our blood the same.
I'll probably feed you and house you.
You know. You want me to work for you? You want me to work for you? Clean your house up?
Let me point out something.
Clean up your house.
I got a break here. Just let me. Are you there, caller?
You gonna talk noise?
Is the caller there?
I'm here.
Yes, ma'am. You wanted to say briefly.
I wanted to say that I'm a resident of Beaumont. I'm a lifelong resident. I was married to a white man, and whenever we passed through Vida, people would spit on us, spit at our car, call us nigger, call me a nigger, call him a nigger lover. I have a friend who lives in Vida now, and whenever I go to visit her, I go at night because I'm afraid to go during the daytime.
So you feel how about the 4 black families moving to Vida?
I feel like they should move to Vida because this is America, and we have to try to have integration. And we have to live together. I feel sorry for them, but it's just like you said, with Rosa Parks, if she hadn't moved to the front of the bus, where would we be? We would still be in a segregated school. I was in a high school where we didn't even have books. Yeah. And if it wasn't for integration, we wouldn't have gotten books.
How did you get here in the first place? How did you and your people get here in the first place?
I'll give you your question. question is answered by all thoughtful Americans, and we'll be back in just a moment.
What could be better than NyQuil, helping you through all those colds, all those nights? Having NyQuil's kind of power in a non-drowsy medicine. Introducing the kind of cold relief you've never had. Introducing DayQuil Liquid Caps. The amazing liquid-filled capsules that have concentrated medicine to relieve your coughing, chest congestion, stuffy head, and fever with nothing to make you drowsy. Introducing Vicks DayQuil Liquid Caps. Non-drowsy relief. Beyond belief.
I'm amazed.
You driving the mighty Tonka?
Yep.
How you like it?
Great.
Hold the road?
It's got big wheels.
How about bumps, jumps, drops?
No problem.
Heavy loads?
Tons.
Ever have a wreck?
All the time.
We make mighty Tonka trucks so tough, we guarantee them for life. That's a long time.
How do you know so much about Tonka?
Kid, my first truck was a Tonka.
Tonka!
Wherever you go, Tonka means trucks.
There's one thing Evan Bayh and Lindley Pearson agree on. Tim Bookwalter's not fit to be Attorney General. Bookwalter says he's running to be the people's lawyer, but he didn't pay his own employees withholding taxes required by law. He spent thousands soliciting drunk drivers as clients. I know they'll pay my fees, he claimed. Even Bookwalter's former partner says he is unfit for Attorney General. Pam Carter, Attorney General, the only choice.
Avon calling. Avon Products has several openings for representatives in South Bend and surrounding counties. For information, please call 282-8300.
Can you imagine what a difference it would make if the young people of this country had the same enthusiasm for the voting booth?
Yes, ma'am.
Does this discrimination becomes only for blacks or all?
Are there Hispanics or Asians or any other minorities in, any other people of color in VITER?
Yes.
There are people of color there. Hispanics?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, there's even some black families, black family that does live in VITER at this time in that community. There's also 4 black children in that school system. They just so happen to be adopted by some whites, but just the same, they're still in that school system.
Don't miss the point here. We've got federal money, your dollars, going to fund a subsidized housing unit that is all white.
Phil.
Sir.
One of the reasons why we object to the blacks coming into VITER, Texas, for the simple fact there's a rating list, right, Jane? There's a 1.5 year rating list for these people have been rating. They're going to bump these white people out and put the black family in. And
That's
this is
a lie.
discrimination.
That's a misconception.
No, that is
That's a misconception. These people already have families, Phil. They already have families.
So you're not going to be displacing anybody with this move?
No.
So you don't have
please let me have it here. Thank you.
My question is to the brother on the side. Don't you feel that somebody has to break through, because somebody has to go to VITER and break this nonsense and put it to these kind of people that this kind of thing cannot happen in the United States? I may not do it. I may not be able to do it. She may not be able to do it, because we are no Martin Luther King or other people. We may not have the fortitude. But if there's somebody who does have the fortitude, they have to put it to him. Don't you think so?
What I think, sir, is that there's two options here. You have an option. You have an option to attempt to coexist peaceably with the people that don't want you there. The only avenue you're going to break is probably your neck. And then you have the other side. The other side is, out of rational thinking, after weighing the trial and error of a thing, you look at cause and effect. You say, maybe it's better, more feasible for me to concentrate on developing schools, institutions of learning for our children and our people, because we're a very unique people. And it takes a very unique person to teach a very unique people. We need to be teaching our own.
May I ask you to keep this young woman?
I just wondered how this problem started in the beginning. I mean, you've got a list of people who need government subsidized accommodation.
There was a lawsuit. Somebody said, holy cow, look at this. We've got an all-white housing, public-funded housing unit here. That is against the law. We didn't go out and send people against police dogs in Birmingham. We didn't, Martin Luther King didn't go out and risk his life and then give it for a nation that was going to stand by and give its own public wealth to a place of segregation. It's against the law.
Exactly, but you've got a list of people who need government-subsidised housing. You put their names down a list, and then you end up all mixed. I mean, you don't have Jones, Black, in brackets next to it. Well, we'll put him over here, and then the Smith, oh, they're white, they're over here.
And you think that's, what, contrived and...
Well, how did it happen in the first place?
Well, the bottom line
they should have just been mixing
The bottom line is this here. Wherever your name comes up on that waiting list, regardless of your race, color, whatever, you are offered the next unit that's available. That's right. And that's the bottom line. If that unit is in an all-white complex, then that's where you go. If you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever the case may be.
Hi, are you there, caller?
Yes.
What do you think?
I just want to know what it's going to be like for the families that move in, the 4 black families that move in. I'm a white male. I live in Beaumont, right next door to Vidor.
We should say we are live in the area about which we speak right now.
My father lives in Vidor. I have 2 stepbrothers that live there. What's the effect of the kids that have to go to the school? What's it going to do to them?
But are we going to let people scare people away from their rights?
But the reality of this whole situation, what he's talking about is this here, though. Number one, we have to understand that we realize that there are a certain amount of problems. So we realize that we do have to prepare and make certain preventive steps.
The man speaks for you, does he not, Jane? He says he's worried.
Yeah.
He wonders about the kids.
Yeah.
Going to school. You've got Klan rallies underway down there.
Yes.
People, not all, to be sure. We should also make this point in behalf of the proud citizens of Vidor who are watching. Not everybody is scared.
No.
Not everybody is against this.
No.
But we do have some ominous activity taking place down there, including an opportunity, as the Klan would see it, for increased membership. Holy cow.
But look here. Let me get back to one little issue here right quick. Mr. Lowe mentioned a while ago that minorities or African Americans will bring crime and so forth to the city of Vidor. Why at this time is there a police force in that city? Why for the last year, 1991, there was over 1,100 phone call reports of criminal activity? Okay.
In an all-white community.
That is correct.
Okay, we'll give
There's currently, you understand, drugs. There's currently, you understand, other criminal activity that exists in that Vidor complex at this time.
That aggressive, antisocial, criminal behavior does not respect skin color.
That's
we're
correct.
all capable of doing it. We'll give you a chance, Grand Dragon, in just a moment.
One of the most important things I do as governor is work to try and improve our schools. I believe very strongly that your future is our state's future. And if we can give you the kind of education you need to pursue the kind of lives you want to lead, to get good jobs, I think that's one of the very most important things we can do.
Making sure our kids get the education they need for the jobs of the future, right here in Indiana. Evan Bayh, Leadership for Indiana's Future.
After I got out of high school, I wish I could have found a higher-paying job to allow me more choices in my life.
What do I have to do to obtain a lifestyle of my choosing?
Without the necessary education, you may find you have no choices. Michiana College provides the education to make choices possible. Michiana College's last graduating class had an average of 7 job leads per graduate. What you do today will affect your tomorrow. Take control of your future. Michiana College.
Hi, this is my dad's office. I like coming here, and so does everyone else. My dad's Dr. Terry Mahoney, and he's a dentist. He really cares about the people that come to see him. He makes them feel right at home. I guess that's why they keep coming back. So if you need to see a dentist, give my dad a call. He's Dr. Terry Mahoney. You know my dad specializes in beautiful smiles.
Mothers have learned from countless doctors and pharmacists to take care of coughs with Robitussin. And they've taken this advice home. Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
There's one cough drop with a trusted ingredient no other cough drop has. Our name.
Robitussin Cough Drops. Cough drops from the cough experts.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please.
Let's mind the goals here. Please be brief. Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you, the guy in the black coat, why you want to have segregation? How you want to know the other
Eric
culture?
Mohammed is chair of the National Black African Holocaust Council based in New York City. You are a Muslim, I believe.
Yes, sir.
This young woman has asked you a question.
Separation.
Yeah, so why you
We're talking
want
about
that?
separation. We're talking about independence. All we're saying is that we are a people under the foot of another authority, which we could have the respect for the authority if the authority respected our concerns as a people. We don't, as black people, we don't have fair housing. We don't have jobs. We don't have
So you agree with fair housing then?
I'm sorry?
So you agree in fair housing then?
I agree with fair housing, but I also agree with justice.
Okay.
I agree with a just system in fair housing. For instance, to show a man who's going to represent families who have volunteered to move into VITA, but yet they are not here to present their own case.
Well,
that tells
come
me
on.
something else. When you have a woman here who has to go by the name of Jane, dressed in clothes and something anonymous because she fears the feedback from what she will suffer when she goes back to VITA, her own residency, that tells you something.
It tells you that there are still some frightened people out there.
And
we already know that.
And I'm a concerned person for my people, because I believe that black people have not gotten a fair shake in this society, and I also further believe that they will not get anything there but the grave if they go into VITA.
Over here, please. Thank you.
I'm very proud of Bertha. I think it's great. If you want to move in there, great. Ma'am, I think you need to take off the wig and the glasses. This is 1992, not 1865. I realize you're afraid, but the same thing can happen with another group of people.
Would you be willing to accompany your children into an all-black housing project in order to satisfy federal requirements for integration?
I would, because I'm proud.
Would you be willing to go on the Donahue show and show your face and say, I'm going to do this?
Yes. Because I believe you have the right to live anywhere you want. This is America, and you have that right.
Yes, ma'am. You wanted to say.
I just wanted to say that, in my opinion, you're just like a black dragon, no different from the white Ku Klux Klaner.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
When I did my residency, I was in a prison, and I was invited by the black Muslims to go to all their meetings. It was only when you don't know the other people in the other nations that suddenly you're afraid. And if we want people to live together in peace, we have to integrate.
That's right. That's part of just my point about this whole thing to a certain degree. He talks about not moving, but here again, I talk about, you understand, number one, what better way can we actually understand, learn about other cultures other than living together?
I had the privilege of teaching in White Plains in an integrated school system. It wasn't perfect, nothing is, but I think we helped raise a generation of more understanding young citizens. I'm directing it to everybody. We have to try and start someplace.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Brother Eric Mohammed, he mentioned something about African Holocaust Council. Could you just explain that a little bit?
Well, the council is formulated where we convene each year to decide avenues to attack, whether it be economically, politically, or socially for our people. Then we set the agenda, and then the following year we reconvene. We have a conference coming up this November, November 7th and 8th here in New York at Medgar Evers College called the Black African Holocaust Conference.
I think, if I just may be permitted to make the following observation, that the increasing support for Louis Farrakhan should not be lost on all Americans. And I think we have a responsibility to ask ourselves, what would we do if we were young and black, for example? With all those people in the evening news, black going to jail. With all those cities deteriorating from the inside. Anybody left who doesn't see racism in America as contributing to these problems is beyond education. And if we continue to dismiss this growing interest in separation, then we are missing a major chapter in America's struggle to realize the hopes and dreams embodied in the Constitution. That's the end of that speech, and I'll be back in just a moment.
Nutrisystem now and get a start on losing 20 pounds by Christmas. A start on dropping a couple of dress sizes by New Year's Eve. A head start on losing 38 pounds in time for a spring wedding. Call now and get started for a great price. $19 for our Get Started program. New counseling, new motivation. Nutrisystem meals additional. Get started on a whole new life. Length of program limited, so call now. 1-800-321-THIN.
Why is the doughboy tooting his own horn? It's Pillsbury Baked Tops. A jazzy way to top your cake before it bakes. First, the crumbly chocolate streusel bakes in. Then, the dangerously delicious glaze drizzles on, which means you can serve it while it's still hot.
Cool.
Pillsbury Baked Tops.
They'll blow you away.
When Congress voted itself a pay raise, Jim Johns voted no. And when it passed anyway, Jim Johns used his pay raise to start a college scholarship fund.
The fact that Jim Johns turned down his pay raise really shows that he's not a typical politician.
Jim Johns' scholarship made a big difference. If we had a few more congressmen like Jim Johns, it would be very helpful.
I hope he embarrassed some of the others that didn't do that just kept it.
Congressman Jim Johns, he's on our side.
Oh, hello. I'm Julie Harris, and here I am in Lettuce and Lovage. I'm a Julie Harris fan.
She's a delight. I love her. She's absolutely wonderful.
She's just wonderful. She should live forever. Julie was just delightful. She has such style and grace.
Julie Harris is great.
She just makes you laugh.
Superb in every way. Just the best.
Don't miss Julie Harris, one of America's greatest actresses. Call 235-91904 for tickets.
A vote can be a powerful weapon against wasteful spending in the federal deficit. But on September 25th, incumbent Congressman Romer voted to spend $2.1 billion for the space station he promised to oppose. In fact, he's voted to increase spending 71% of the time since taking office. And he's co-sponsored $29 billion in new spending in just 2 years. Fortunately, the power to stop incumbent spending is your vote for Carl Baxmeyer.
I should say that Vider is live with us today for this program, and we humbly acknowledge that we're from New York City and we're not about to preach to anybody. We've got a lap full of problems ourselves. And we know what you know, and that is that a lot of this problem is caused by outsiders, not unlike members of the Klan who see this kind of anxiety as an opportunity to build membership. It has been outsiders that have attracted media attention, hung racist signs out in the street. There have been bomb scares, and as we speak, there's been a major disruption of the phone service in Vider. We've had lines cut, which prevent people from calling into our program.
Case in point.
You know, well, you know, I mean, somebody's going to say, are we going to retreat from every kind of threat?
Let's look at the other option. First of all, to respond to the young lady here, you can't be racist without power. I don't know what your reference to me as dragon is, but you have to be empowered to discriminate based off race. You have to be empowered to suppress and oppress based on race. But what I want to say this,
here acting just
if
like
you're talking about,
you're discriminating against your own color. Mohammed, please.
If you're talking about successfully, if you're talking about successfully producing fair housing, let's look at certain realities here.
You either for it or you against it.
Let's look at certain realities here.
Simple as that. You either for it or you against it.
You have Mr. Lowe here.
Simple as that.
Now, Mr. Lowe, if he is interested in the residents in Vider, then maybe he should, with the power and influence of his organization, maybe they should fund.
Fund what?
Fund that housing facility
about his own
have a private Ku Klux Klan funding allowing them to be segregated. Is this your point? All right, please, may I ask you to give this thoughtful audience a chance here?
First, the longer that the man from the Klan talks, the more supporters he loses and the stupider he sounds. Number two, Eric Muhammad is a Muslim. They've allowed me to go to the mosque all over the country, and that's what separation does. It makes people strong and powerful and educated and knowledgeable.
Yeah. You wanted to say, ma'am, hello.
Yes, I wanted to ask Muhammad if he keeps himself segregated from an all-white community.
There's a difference in the terminology there. I didn't say segregated, it's separated But mind you, I choose to live with my people. I choose to live right where I am, and our council develops programs that help assist us in where we live to make conditions where we are better.
Jane, you are a resident of the housing project about which we are speaking. You're a white woman. You have children. And you don't want black people coming into your housing complex. Do I understand your position?
Yeah.
You haven't been very verbal in telling us why. Please share with this audience what moves you to this conclusion.
Well, a lot of people move to Vidor to get away from the blacks. And you can go to Beaumont, Orange, or anywhere around Vidor, and a majority of the housing there are blacks. I lived in a black housing project for 2 years. I got harassed every day. Something was always happening to me or to my daughter. And I wanted to move to Vidor for simply that reason, was to get away from the blacks.
Yeah. Bertha, would you be able to share a common dialogue with this sister mother, if I can put it that way?
Oh, man!
You experienced the same thing.
Yes, but
same.
I don't have a problem with that, Jane. You have the problem. You know, you want to be with us, then you want to be against us. So,
who is the us?
What's the problem? Not you. I didn't exclude you. You were there. But Jane, you know,
she's seen the evening news.
Yeah.
She's seen all these pictures of black neighborhoods with crack vials and graffiti. Yeah. She's seen mothers giving birth to babies who have no chance at all because of the bloodstream that's been influenced by what... She's seen all this, and she's afraid. She's afraid for her children. Yeah. Now, you have, as a mother, you must understand this fear. You're just as afraid as she is.
You can drive to the projects in Vidor at any time. You do not see anyone standing on the corner trying to sell crack or trying to sell drugs.
That's everywhere you go, baby. They're selling crack and drugs.
She says no, not in Vidor.
You're going into our neighborhood.
I've been there. I've seen it.
Selling it for your people. No. So you just need to quit. Be yourself, Jane. Don't be nobody else. Be yourself.
I'm being myself.
Are you afraid of me now?
No.
Well, why won't you come into my neighborhood?
I have been in your
There's a lot of white
And you
people who
move?
do not want to live in minority neighborhoods. You do not want to live in a housing project.
Blacks that don't want to live in minority neighborhoods.
Majority of the American white people in this country, that's why I'm concerned about the white people. They do not want to live in an integrated
Bertha,
housing project.
I don't want to throw this on you. I mean, boy, you got yourself a picnic here. You got the Grand Dragon over here. You got Jane who's saying she likes you, but she's... All right, well, it is unfair. I guess I'm trying to figure out if it's... Can we go to a meeting and talk to each other here?
Okay, let me answer your question.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, you have a question for me? I have one for you. Okay. Jane is on my right, you're on my left. Jane want to be Jane, you don't want her to be Jane. I want her to be, everybody be themselves. You do your thing, you know, that's what you like, but that's not nice. You shouldn't act that way.
Well, there's one thing about it. The night to the
No, let me finish. Let me finish,
Yes.
and then you can talk.
Go ahead, Jane. Go ahead.
See, because simply because I don't approve of what you're doing. Ain't nowhere in the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. You come out there with these sheets over your head.
No, ma'am, we don't.
Come out and be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. Do you wear a sheet too?
No, I don't. No.
You ain't got to. You wearing that wig.
Yeah.
Well, would you have to join the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan?
But Mr. Lowe, however it goes, this is 1992, baby. Come on down. Come on down.
Well, there's one
This
thing
is the
about
Phil Donahue show, not the Price is Right.
Are you there?
Come on down.
Are you there, caller? Hi, I'm glad you waited. Are you there? Go right ahead. Yeah.
I'm from Vidor. I'm 14, and I believe that it's the people's right that are in Vidor. They're paying the taxes also, not just the people around in the communities.
Right. You want Vidor to be all white?
Yes, sir.
You're 14 years old.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever known a black person?
Yes, sir.
And how'd you get along?
Fine, but I believe that it should be the people's right in Vidor, not everyone else's, because they're the ones...
So Vidor should be able to make its own decision?
Yes, sir, not...
And if Vidor wants to be all white, it ought to be able to be all white?
Yes, sir.
How about Houston?
That's their problem, not mine.
But
I live in Vidor. That's you know, that's my right. If I want to live in a
14.
all white. Yes,
14. Well, here you are.
That's what his parents are teaching him, to hate the blacks.
Yes, he is.
Hate the
Yes,
blacks.
he is.
That's what they're teaching
And I'll
their
tell you
kids.
what, this
That's what
young
they're
man's
teaching them.
commentary is no surprise to
Sure,
Eric
it's
Muhammad.
no surprise to me.
It's just no
Mohammed,
surprise to him.
The dragon.
And we'll be back in
Mr.
just a
Dragon and Miss Dragon.
State Representative Kent Adams. What a record. When he had the chance to create jobs fixing up our roads, he voted no. Instead, he gave the money to political parties so they could have a party using government funds. When he could have voted to improve our schools, again, Kent Adams said no. Instead, he took a junket to Disney World, a trip to Fantasyland at our expense. Sound goofy? There is an alternative. Betty Lawson, in touch with us, taking our values to the legislature.
It's never been your style to live like anyone else, so why start now? Ethan Allen introduces the American Dimensions Collection. Eclectic and most agreeably priced for people who really love to live at home. Right now, there's a sale going on at your local Ethan Allen.
When I get a cold, I see a doctor. I'm married to one. My wife recommends Dimetap Extentabs.
Extentabs relieve nasal congestion and sneezing for 12 hours. Doctors recommend Dimetap for their families and yours.
When the O'Connors, a doctor's family, catch a cold, the doctor recommends Dimetap. Now Dimetap introduces Dimetap Sinus to relieve sinus pain and pressure. Remember, doctors recommend Dimetap for their families and yours.
The best choice to run Indiana schools? Sue Ellen Reed? She ran a school district with below-average SAT scores and below-average graduation rates. Her salary was above average, though, 3 times higher than starting teachers, in fact. Or Stan Jones, a leader who's made his reputation in education reform. Evan Bayh cited Jones as a man who will do more to improve our children's education than anyone. Stan Jones, a vote for our kids, a vote for education.
For a transcript of Donahue, send $3 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203. Or call 303-831-9000. To order a video cassette for only $24.95, just call 1-800-FOR-VIDEO.
You've told me during the commercial that you are Jews who came very close in the Holocaust. You're German-born. You're German-born.
Yes, we were born there. My parents, my sisters got killed in the gas chamber, her parents.
Yes.
And then I came to America. I was thinking that's beautiful that everybody keeps together. But I'm really surprised to see what's going on. It hurts me. I love America.
You certainly are not surprised by this dialogue here.
I love America.
Yes.
And I want that everybody is equal.
Yes.
That nobody is better than the other.
See, we were discriminated. I was 12 years old, and I wasn't allowed to go to school, and I was sent to concentration camps when I was 14 years old. So
Yes.
that something is today like this discrimination. It's really terrible.
Yes. I have to ask you, you're certainly not surprised that these attitudes exist in the United States of America today. Please, let's not pretend we don't see.
No,
it does exist.
It exists, sure, but it's
Excuse me, what good is to go into the synagogue or to the church when people are like that?
Yes.
There's no sense going there.
True. Does seem to be a contradiction.
Well,
Yes, ma'am. You wanted to say.
Yes, I wanted to say that it's not that Jane, she just wants the option to decide whether or not she can live in this neighborhood or not. But the problem is, Jane, you don't fully understand yourself. Because I grew up in a white neighborhood, and I went to those all-white schools. And trust me, after I learned about who I was and I lived among my people, I was better for it. So it doesn't make you a bad person, but it just understand more about your history and about yourself. That's what you're lacking.
Yes. You wanted to say.
Yes. I congratulate the 4 families who are moving to your community, and I think they have more to fear from you than you from them.
Yeah. Are you there, caller? I'm glad you waited. Hi.
Yes.
You wanted to say.
Yes, I'm an African-American woman calling from Port Arthur, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe that the Ku Klux Klan itself is the remnants and the leftovers from the Confederacy and from the Civil War. And I think that sooner or later that these people realize that truly they are no compliment to the society or to the Golden Triangle, but it gives us a terrible, terrible reputation. I think that it's best for us, ourselves, the African-American community, to start to build for ourselves and not be so wrapped up in trying to relive what we've already lived. We've already fought this war as far as living in this white society. I think it's time for us to build our own community and to step out and to let some people have that racist, selfish, self-destructing attitude. As a single parent, I would not want my child in that environment, and to think that we're in the pursuit of happiness, that we would ask any other family to live under those conditions is disgraceful.
May I say, along with that, and with the couple here who are Holocaust survivors, we also are Holocaust survivors, and we should not be indicted for our desire to pull our survivors together and develop a pathway of freedom, justice, and equality for ourselves. Better homes, better jobs, and better living conditions. What she's voicing to you is the same sentiment that I'm expressing. The fact that we have lost over 100 million of our people being brought over here into slavery. We didn't ask to come here, we were brought. So now the conditions are different. When you came over from Germany, you escaped the atrocity and America embraced you. When we came over, we were put to work. We were made mammies for your children. We were made inferior to the educational system. We were taken away from our religion, our culture, our God, our own heritage, our own language. We were stripped of all of that. And so now when America has not yet given any justification for why they did it, nor have even recognized the fact that we are in this plight as a people. They have yet to make any kind of retribution for that. Thank you, sir. Neither have you. And the point is that when you express 4 families or so moving into VITA, my concern as a black person is what knowledge do they have of VITA? Are they fully aware of what they're moving into? And what is the government's hand in their movement?
You wanted to say in response to Mr. Muhammad.
They definitely are aware of the racial hostility there. There were definitely counsel. We discussed this. Most of them were reared in the Beaumont, Port Arthur area. So they definitely are aware of the KK activity that existed there years ago, that's still there today somewhat. So they definitely are aware, but their mainly concern is not just themselves to a certain degree. They're mostly concerned, yes, for their children's safety.
Mr. Harrison, let me ask you this. Is it possible for another quote-unquote minority to move in there and still satisfy the regulations of the federal government?
That is real questionable. But here again, we're talking about all Americans, period, regardless of what their ethnic, racial background. The bottom line to it is that regardless of what it is, they should be able to move there.
And
whether they're white,
we'll
whether
be
they're
back
black,
in just a moment.
Or whatever.
We'll be back in a moment.
Sweet dreams begin with Cabbage Patch Kids' Little Lullaby. Listen. Little hugs from little kids make little eyes with heavy lids. Little lullaby sings your little one to sleep. Every unique little lullaby sings this classic lullaby. Little lullaby sings your little one to sleep.
Special and meaningful gifts for Christmas are always difficult to find, but not at Village Florist and Gifts in New Carlisle. Here you'll find all the gifts and decorations that you need for the Christmas season. Gifts include the collectible villages by Department 56 and a variety of Santas, all at incredibly reasonable prices. Decorations such as tree trim and arranged wreaths will help make your holiday even more special. So come visit us at Village Florist and Gifts. It's worth the trip to find the perfect gift for Christmas.
State Senate candidate Mike Aylesworth, quote, "We have to face reality. We have to raise taxes." He'd hike our taxes the way he raised his own pay, 42% on the county council. No wonder county spending went up 300% when he was commissioner. Tax hikes, pay hikes, spending hikes. Maybe Mike should take a hike. And we should stay with State Senator Bill Alexa. He's never voted to increase state taxes, and he's working hard to create jobs. Bill Alexa, making a difference.
When the person who doctors the family gets a cough and cold, everyone suffers.
Mom, someone took my sleeve.
I ironed it myself. Time to doctor that cough with Robitussin, because more doctors and pharmacists recommend Robitussin than any other cough medicine.
Look, Mom's feeling better.
Robitussin, recommended by Dr. Mom. Which Robitussin is right for you? Ask your doctor or pharmacist.
And now there's Robitussin cough drops. Cough drops from the cough experts.
Mr. Wizard, you get a chance to speak. What would you like to share with our
Well,
audience?
thank you. I'm Grand Dragon for the state of Texas. I'm not the wizard yet, but...
Yeah. What's up here? Come on. You guys scare people.
Okay.
You hurt people. You roam around at night. You make a lot of noise. Often you're outsiders. You bring anxiety
We're not
to
outsiders. We have members in Vida, Texas. They've been there for years. We was asked to help to come in. The outsider was that federal judge in Tyler, Texas, who ruled that we had to segregate a community that has no crime at all. Now, a lot of y'all live in minority neighborhood, and you cannot tell me that you'd want to bring your family into an all-black area.
Yeah. We would wonder, too, Mr. Harrison, how much preparation these families, who really are, we have to say, 20th century political figures for consenting voluntarily to this, how well supported will they be by the government that would presume to obey its own law by sending them into what the evidence shows is at least a somewhat hostile environment, sir?
Well, number one, of course, housing and urban development. We have a FBI, secret agent, U.S. Marshal.
And you're going to assure them that they will have the support. This is not just some guy with a telephone at an office waiting for the phone to ring.
If all that is necessary for these families to live there, that's what will be done.
Then why couldn't that be just as necessary in Beaumont?
Excuse me?
My point is that you provide all that service for a few families, 4 families.
Okay, we provide all that service because these outsiders are coming in and saying and doing what they are talking about doing. That's why the service has to be provided.
If you have to provide that kind of service in the area, that should tell you
if it were not for the KKK attempting to come in and talk about bringing the violence in, you wouldn't need to spend taxpayers' dollars for U.S. Marshals or anybody else.
Why don't you move to Vida, Texas?
I have no problem moving there.
Mr. Muhammad, you must disagree with the Supreme Court school desegregation decision. We can be separate but equal, you feel.
That's right.
Do you believe that?
I believe it if America does their job in making sure that they provide the proper facilities for us to go for independence and for justice. But they have not.
I just want to say to Jane, if you have a hostile environment, you're going to have people come in that are hostile. If you welcome them in, they'll be friendly, it'll work wonderfully. Sure will. If you give them an attitude, they're going to give you an attitude. Right.
That's correct.
And we'll be back in just a moment.
Evan Bayh claims he has nothing to do with property taxes. Simply not true. Bayh overspent on welfare and covered it up by withholding and cutting funds to local schools. Thus, Bayh directly forced property taxes to increase $123 million. Stop the excuses, Evan. You're causing tax increases. Lynn Pearson, like Governor Doc Bowen, will give property tax relief. But Lynn...
It promises to be a scare that even old Freddy would be proud of. The North Webster Lions Club Haunted House, October 27th to the 31st. Graveside pickup available.
Most cold products fail to recognize that a bad cold isn't always just in your head.
It's even in my chest.
That's why there's new Robitussin cold and cough liquid gels from the brand trusted by doctors and pharmacists. Fast-acting concentrated liquid gels speed non-drowsy relief to clear your stuffy nose and head, quiet your cough, and even relieve the congestion in your chest.
How's your cold?
What cold?
New Robitussin cold and cough liquid gels, our best medicine for your worst cold.
There's one thing Evan Bayh and Lindley Pearson agree on. Tim Bookwalter's not fit to be Attorney General. Bookwalter says he's running to be the people's lawyer, but he didn't pay his own employees withholding taxes required by law. He spent thousands soliciting drunk drivers as clients. I know they'll pay my fees, he claimed. Even Bookwalter's former partner says he is unfit for Attorney General. Pam Carter, Attorney General, the only choice.
Is Perot gaining ground while Clinton's predicted landslide looks unsure? Can George Bush come from behind? Election Countdown, next Donahue.
Hi, go ahead. I have not much time. You there, caller?
Yes, I'm here.
Please go.
I'm a white male from Vida with family still there. I wish it was segregated because 4 years ago I could have invited 5 or 6 of my best friends that were black to my wedding. They wouldn't even show up because of that fact.
I see. So you'd like to see Vida integrated?
I'm very much for it.
I thank you for calling. Are you there, caller? Hi.
Yes, I'd just like to say that I'm a white person with very tan skin, and I've spent summers in Vida, and I've had rocks thrown at me. I can understand the apprehension of people wanting to of people not wanting to go there.
Services provided.